like beagles.
Okay, so the timeline of Madcap was really crazy. We had not planned to make Madcap. Me and Brian didn't plan on making anything called Madcap. We didn't plan on making another film noir film. Basically, we finished Thin Walls and we wanted to make another project. We just finished Fairy Tale, and in Fairy Tale, we have sort of a light abduction, like a blinking light abduction. And basically what we wanted to do was make that into a full film. We thought that would be cool. Like, what type of drama, like an invasion drama. We wanted to build an invasion drama. Like, what happens if these two characters are on the run and they have a relationship with each other and they know that they can't run anymore, and but basically I wanted to sort of create a short piece that was centered around two characters that are being torn apart, like by things that they couldn't control, and they kept on fighting to stay together, and somehow they had their final moment together. I just wanted to have like a final moment, like that final romantic moment that, you know, two people can have. But after a while, that thing became like massive, and now that's on the back burner. And what happened was, we stuck with the idea of sticking people outside in the middle of nowhere, and that's how the idea of the driving scene being stuck out in the middle of nowhere came out in Madcap. So I took that part of the story, and then with that, you know, with just a bunch of ideas, I went up to Brian Sarvis, and it's like, hey, I have this sort of outline, I have this plot that I want to do with this, you know, like someone trying to get rid of a body, and then I think I also wanted to do something because I was watching a lot of Batman animated series, and I had this episode called Growing Pains, and I wanted to do something with a girl that was a runaway, because I really like that imagery of, I like the type of story that where, you know, sort of you meet this random girl and you know, you don't know what happened to her, and you know, you just sort of have an adventure. She sort of takes you onto a new world, and then that's where the character of Belle Brandt came in. You know, she ran into Edric Edwards, and you know, that's how their story branched off. And we always randomly see this girl, and she's like a runaway, a stray cat, and you know, we just sort of just meshed those stories together, and you got the Madcap 3. No, it's just a We're gonna watch the Madcap 3, and we're gonna do the final and official commentary. This is Brian Sarvis. This is co-director.
That's right.
My name is Joe Carabeo, and we're almost ready to go. What we're
Kind
doing?
of have to hold it if we're gonna leave it there.
Is it?
We might be able to prop it. Get some more gaff tape. Make this work.
Yeah, but that gaff tape's gonna freaking rip off.
Give me a
the paint.
pole and some gaff tape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can we
you're
use
probably
this?
right.
Well, Cooney, what we're doing right now is we're hooking up a mirror so we can
Let me do it that.
So we can shoot the camera and slate with the audio in the back. This is really ghetto style, but this is how we do it, and this is our tradition. So we're trying to shoot the camera so we can hit the television screen and sync that up with the movie while also having us on camera at the same time.
Just trying to make things harder than they have to.
Well, what you guys are watching now is, I don't know what number of film it is. What, it's like our 6th film together.
Yeah, basically.
And this film was called Madcap 3. It is not Madcap Part 3. It is not Madcap Sequel 3. It's just
Sequel 3.
Yeah.
Though I have a good question about the title, and I thought about this earlier today.
And you're gonna ask me about that now?
Yeah, I am gonna ask you, because you know what I just thought about? I've never actually asked you. You came up to me one day and was like, yeah, we're gonna name it Madcap 3, and I was like, all right, sounds catchy, it sounds good to me. But I never knew why you came up with that.
Well, I think we were in the car that one time and we were driving, and we just written the script, and you're like, oh, people have been asking, what have you guys been writing? And if you remember, the original title was The Final Tale of the Madcap 3, and you know, for a time that was the whole working title, and like that was the only way I can describe what happens in the actual whole movie. Like, oh, it's just a big madcap adventure, but it, you know, and that just sort of grew to oh, the film is now called the Final Tale of the Madcap 3, and then it was the Madcap, and then like, no, we gotta keep the 3 in there, and then it was just turned into the Madcap 3, and then we just never changed it after that. Several people have asked us, who are the Madcap 3? And I don't know who they are.
Well, I'd say that if you remember originally, if any of y'all out there have seen our films, you've seen Thin Walls.
The way I prepare for a film, the way I prepare for an exhibition is strenuous. I check every single small thing. Knowing that I have a date to show the film, sometimes that just kicks me into the next gear, because now I know, like, oh, people are going to come watch this. Now I got to make this the best thing that I've ever produced in my whole entire life. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if I made it 3 years ago, 5 months ago, if it's purple, yellow, or green. If I'm showing someone something that has my name on it, I would like that to be the best thing, hopefully, that they've seen all day, all night. And that'll just be my goal. I mean, if my name is on it, I'd like it to be really great. Who doesn't want something they've worked on to be great? So, but preparation, hours in front of the computer, burning discs, watching the discs, making sure there's no glitches on them. Just lots of detailed work that a lot of people would think trivial, but at the end of the day, if someone sees a glitch on your film, that sort of takes them out of the moment, and that's the last thing I want to happen when someone's watching my film, is to be taken out of the moment that I'm trying to, create a moment for people. And that's why I don't like when people talk in the theater either, but I like it sometimes when I know what I'm watching isn't worth it.
I know you're upset. You have every right to be upset. Believe me, if the situation were reversed, I'd be upset too. Our actions tonight were completely unprofessional. And on behalf of the three of us, I apologize. I accept full responsibility for what happened tonight, and I promise you, Miss Van Dorn, I promise you that this will never happen again in the future.
So, tell me, boys, have you ever raised the dead? James?
I don't know.
Edric? Styles?
No, ma'am.
So, did you all assume that I could?
No.
Then why do we have the dead body of Johnny Franco laying in a trunk, gentlemen? You made a mess. And you know who I am, Styles, and you know that I can't have any sort of dead body connected to the Van Dorns. Do I have to review the policy? You're still clear on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Styles, Mr. Clean, do your job. Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, it's just like when musicians have to play the same song over and over again, and they have to play that that tune for like years. And when they write their next song, of course they're gonna get tired of, oh, I gotta use the same chord structure. And, you're gonna get tired of doing certain things, so you try to experiment. And then, to me, I started out doing television production. Everything's 3-point lighting. Everything is plow, kaplow, kaplow, backlight. Everything is perfect, crisp, and a perfect image. So they say. It's not a perfect image. It's the complete opposite of a perfect image. It's a manufactured image. It's a manufactured image that has no problems. But the truth is, everything we see in reality has problems, have faults. And, me switching over to handheld was just a way of actually making the world that we're living in the film more real.